In 2025, I really hope the developer of the game will make something new and not an anime anymore. We want the realistic MMORPG games. I'm sure some player will be attracted to this game just like the World of Warcraft mobile, with a classic MMORPG style would be nice as the inspiration or the best example they can make. In fact, in 2025, I'm sure the phone specification will be able to handle high graphic MMORPG games. Remember to like this video and please enjoy the video of Top 10 Realistic MMORPG 2025 games for Android and iOS, not anime. RaiderZ Global. I get a very good news for a player who's loving a classic MMORPG that focuses on PvP combat. So this game is in development for PC now, but I have asked the developer if they will make the mobile version, and they will do it. I'm sure this kind of game will get a lot of attention, especially if it has a classical MMO with a better graphic. As I mentioned before, it will be focusing on the PvP combat, but before we get into it, we are so lucky because we will have a ton of features to increase our strength. The co-op mode within the players to hunt the rarity material by fighting the huge world boss. I love how the combat seems so smooth and it feels like we are playing an action game, with a fast pace making the gameplay look so realistic. RaiderZ Global is the top realistic MMORPG for PC and mobile platforms, will be made soon. I hope in 2025 it will happen. Scars of Honor. This game suddenly become one of the most anticipated MMORPG 2025 PC, Android and iOS. And right now the developer have confirmed to make it become a cross-platforms. In a few moments we have seen huge progress by the graphic looks, the visual more realistic, and also how the fans keep giving a great feedback that gets a response from the developers. This is what we need, an active creator who's listening to the players' review. In Scars of Honor MMORPG, it will focus on PvP or player versus player in a larger group, either 1 versus 1 or a massive number. The player will have 3 main job classes, which are Knight, Mage and also Archer, but also there is some selections of races. The combat mechanism is really perfect. We will be able to attack the enemy while moving. Black Desert Mobile. As a mobile gamer, we should give a huge appreciation to this company, which is Pearl Abyss, for porting the game into mobile and consistently updating the game. I can even feel if the developer are making a fair treatment between PC and also mobile platforms. No wonder we'll keep having plenty of active players playing every time, making one of the most played MMORPG 2025. The game combat mechanism is pretty simple. We'll be directly pushed to play it auto mode since the tutorial start. We'll be shown a high visual combat skill. Even when you just started the game, you will unlock so many primary skills. With this all advantage will make the newbie player reach a higher level even faster. I'm sure you will be amazed with how many job classes are available to choose. This game is really crazy, with the most active player MMORPG on 2025, I'm pretty sure. Wars of Prasia. Have tried the beta testing once and I totally love to play it, and of course it should have a lot of things that should be done and fixed, but let me tell you about it later. The gameplay is full of auto at all. Even when we type the auto pathfinding, the hero will get the mission and do the dialogue by itself. The game is set in a medieval era where the empire is fighting against the undead creatures as the monster. The combat mechanism is quite clunky. We'll stand still in one position and should play manually once we face the boss monster. The boss will launch a hazardous range of attack that we need to avoid the area manually. There are some job classes that have 3 sub-weapon selections. Overall, it has a top-down view perspective only and we can't do any 360-degree rotation. About the graphic, I'm sure it can be enhanced more and make the game even sharper. I think the game is quite laggy, the rendering system taking so much time and effort to make it happen. But surely, Wars of Prasia is a great game to anticipated MMORPG 2025 game for mobile. Night Crows. Anyway, I didn't expect how many players I will see in the game now, but surprisingly, this game still become one of the most played MMORPG mobile 2025. You can see and count how many players are active in this village. It's quite massive though, but I made a limited player on the screen just in case the game is stable. By this game, I think I will make an example of how to make a high graphic game become playable mobile. The character design is pretty detailed and the environment is still enjoyable to see. I noticed how the developer make this high graphic game performing perfectly on mobile. It's because they reduce the plant quality like a tree and also the grass. Anyway, this is a brilliant idea. It will make the rendering system easier to do. The gameplay of Night Crows is we can fly on the sky by finding a higher area and use a glider from the higher altitudes, riding a horse as your mount. All these actions are pretty important to save our time a lot. The combat mechanism is classic though. The player will not have any action to avoid the attack, so we need to strengthen our hero defense to survive. Raven 2. I think the developer really underestimated the mobile phone. Even when I tried setting the graphic into maximum, it seems so blurry. It should be able to enhance the graphic more and sharper. I'm sure a higher end phone will be able to run this game in a higher performance. The gameplay of Raven 2 is will play in a medieval era, where the classic vibes will dominate the ambience, especially when you visit the village, then you will understand what I mean. The number of players who are playing this game is way too massive, but I don't know exactly if they are all a real player or not, because they all seems like newbies, and only standing still in the village without doing nothing. Even the world chat message is not as busy as I imagine. The combat mechanism is pretty good. I love it has an effect when our hero makes a block or miss the attack. The sound of the sword is really satisfying to listen to. Anyway, the prologue of the game is quite long with a really intense story about dark creatures who want to conquer the world. Tarisland. Anyway, I thought this game will become the most played MMORPG, but after several months since the game launched, I can feel the game is getting forgotten, little by little. I remember how the developer wanted to make the game become no pay to win at all, but honestly, in the shop there are some things that can increase the player progress even faster. Besides those issues, I would love to appreciate the gameplay and how the combat mechanism is truly amazing. Seriously, the way we control the hero while in combat is really smooth. Try to use your skill by moving and make a distance between you and the monster. It will give a huge advantage. Anyway, I have moved from one village to the other places and I didn't see any crowded players like it was. Are any of you still playing Tarisland? But surely this game still has a lot of potential to become the best MMORPG 2025. Odin Valhalla Rising. Trust me, this game is one of the MMORPGs you should play in 2025. When the game releases globally and has an English version, then I will get a new phone. Since the first game launched on mobile, I have fallen in love with the graphic. It just feels like we are playing PC MMO on our hand. The graphics are absolutely phenomenal. From the game that I have put on this list, probably this game is the most realistic MMORPG I have ever seen. The game has a nice features of survival and also MMO, so in-game we can cut down the tree and get some stone. This is an interesting action we can do while exploring the huge open world game. Look at how the far view distance is really perfect. We can enjoy the beautiful landscape of a green nature. Even the combat mechanisms are not pretty mobile, but it will look way more realistic because the skill showcase doesn't have too much flashy color at all. This game needs a huge free space to download, so be prepared for Odin Valhalla Rising in 2025. Garena Undawn. Anyway, not many MMORPG games that have a zombie survival base. It seems quite unique. Seriously, we'll have a chance to meet the other players and hunt the zombie together. The games really represent the reality of the live zombie world. When you get out of the safety area, then you will find so many aggressive zombies that will come after you. Always be ready because they will be approaching us from many directions in sudden. This game will be great a game to play when you are looking for a new MMO experience. I love how they made the weather so realistic sometimes. We will find it rainy, clear, morning, day and even night. If you can't handle the zombie, then you can try to ride the vehicle and run away. This is the best way to keep survive when you are in a lower condition. MU Origin 3. We all know how MU MMORPG has one of the most community in the MMO world. Especially on mobile, every time they launch a new game, then the server is always reaching the limit. No matter how many servers they launch, but there is one thing this game always does repeatedly. It's about keep making the server so massively in a few days or months. As a player, we want to play a fair and balanced game with more players in a server. Okay, let's get into a different topic. This game is the most realistic MU game version on mobile. It has a 3D graphic with a higher level visual. The character design is purely cool and beautiful. The combat mechanism is absolutely perfect. I love how we don't need any portal to move into the other area. Such a great open world game 2025. Anyway, you will be surprised at how many sides the game needs to represent this all beautiful visual. It only needs less than 5 GB in total. Bonus: Forgotten Thrones. As a bonus, I will give you my honest opinion of this game. This game needs more marketing team to attract more players to come and try it. It's so beautiful, the character crafting, the music, the ambience, and how it reminds me of a World of Warcraft mobile. The combat mechanism is truly magnificent. We can move our hero freely while attacking the enemy with our weapon of basic attack or skills. I'm sure the developers are trying to make a fair and no pay-to-win MMORPG, because I have tried several daily dungeons or main mission and the monster drop rate is rising significantly than the other MMORPG. We can get a better equipment level of weapon, accessories and armor. The amount we'll get freely at the beginning of the game. I want you all to play this game now, it's really impressive. These all are the best realistic MMORPG games 2025 that we should be playing. I really hope you all enjoy this content and tap the like button. See you on the next video, thanks.